लिटिल पाकिस्तान ब्रुकलिन न्यूयॉर्क में डिप्टी कमिश्नर मार्क स्टूअर्ट के एजाज में एप्रिसिएशन लंच दिया गया और आमर अहमद आतोजाई न्यूयॉर्क में पाकिस्तान के नए कौंसल जनरल अपॉइंट होने पर उन्हें वेलकम किया गया। ढोल की थाप पर मेहमानों का वालिहाना इस्तकबाल किया गया। राजा कम्युनिटी सेंटर के चेयरमैन राजा आज़ाद गुल और खुसूसन हैप्पी एडल्ट सोशल डे केयर की ज़किया खान ने मेहमानों को फूलों के गुलदस्ते पेश किए, जबकि पाक सादक अमेरिकन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की रुए रवां नायला जाफर और आमना खान ने फूलों के हार पहनाए।
Please join us in welcoming Consul General of Pakistan, newly appointed Mr. Aamer. So please join us.
ये प्रोग्राम न्यूयॉर्क पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट की पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी के लिए खिदमात और खुसूसन मसाजिद के बाहर अजान के औकात पर लाउड स्पीकर पर अजान देने की इजाज़त मिलने की खुशी में राजा कम्युनिटी सेंटर के चेयरमैन राजा आज़ाद गुल और हैप्पी अडल्ट सोशल डे केयर की ज़किया खान और पाक सादिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की नायला जाफर की तरफ से रखा गया, जबकि मार्क होम्स से यासिर खान ने भी कोऑर्डिनेट किया। स्पेशल थैंक्स टू डोवी जेटलन एंड लुइस लू फॉर ब्रिंगिंग कोशर एंड चाइनीज फूड। इस प्रोग्राम में डिप्टी कमिश्नर मार्क स्टूअर्ट के साथ साथ कम्युनिटी अफेयर्स ब्यूरो डिप्टी चीफ मैक्सिमल टोरंटिनो, इंस्पेक्टर रिचर्ड टेलर, इंस्पेक्टर विक्टोरिया पेरी, लेफ्टिनेंट अब्दुल मसाया, असिस्टेंट चीफ चार्ल्स मैक अवॉय, कमांडिंग ऑफिसर ऑफ NYPD ब्रुकलिन साउथ, डिप्टी चीफ जेम्स पुलम्बो, डिप्टी इंस्पेक्टर हैगस्टेड CO 66%, The Pride of Pakistan, Deputy Inspector Adil Rana, Commanding Officer of NYPD 84%. Captain Eddie Lau, Commanding Officer of NYPD 62nd%. Captain Vasalo, 78%. Lieutenant Ira Jablonski, Commanding Officer of Community Affairs NYPD Brooklyn South. Lieutenant Duran McLean, Brooklyn South. Lieutenant Michael Bergambo, 70th%, Detective Scott Nuzzi, 70th%, Police Officer Natasha Mosley, Sergeant Gulati, Police Officer Michael Joseph, Sergeant Latif from Community Affairs, Sergeant Zishan Manawar, Detective Squad, Police Officer Maria Sohail from 61%, Captain Douglas Moody, 60th%, Detective Stephen Agosta, 62nd%, Police Officer Sagir Ahmed and Sergeant Taki, and a lot of other NYPD cops. Nancy Lulu from District Attorney's Office ने शिरकत की. Special thanks to 70th% for their coordination during the event. इस प्रोग्राम में पाकिस्तानी, बांग्लादेशी और जूश कम्युनिटी के मुअज़्ज़िज़ीन और कम्युनिटी के दीगर अफराद ने कसीर तादाद में शिरकत की. ये प्रोग्राम तिलावत कलाम पाक से शुरू किया गया और तिलावत कलाम पाक की सआदत कारी एजाज कादरी ने हासिल की.
الأقوين.
Please join us in welcoming Consul General of Pakistan, newly appointed Mr. Aamer. So please join us. You know, police always doing their job because this is what we, sign up for. This is what we swear to do, to go and protect and serve our communities. But when you get that feedback and when you get that same hospitality and the love, that just shows you that whatever you're doing, putting your lives on the line each day, it means something. Not only means to the person that's doing it because they did it because they want to do this, because they love doing this, but also the appreciation you get from the community that you actually do it with. So really thank you to Raja, Zakia, all the people involved for continuing to not only represent but also remember our heroes every day. I see Commanding Officer of 66th Precinct, Hagestad, Deputy Inspector Hagestad, recently he lost, when I say he, because the person worked for him, but we also lost because the person was from our community. And as a New York City resident or people that live and work here, we lost a good person to violence. Police officer Adil Fayyaz, that was from our community, and we have to always remember that. And that's when I'm telling you, when the police officers go out each day, they put their lives on line to make sure that you or every citizen of the city can go home safely, can work safely, worship safely, and just enjoy daily routines safely. So really big round of applause to all the officers that are here, especially the leadership that make sure that we are able to do those work. If we didn't have the backing of the leadership, you will have nothing, because the leadership is there. So this way it allows them, all the officers, to do the work. So again, I got thrown into this role, but I'm going to try to do my best. I think the main reason we're getting together here is, of course, the honor of the officers, but of course, individual who took over a role of Deputy Commissioner of Community Affairs, which is a very important role, and a role that, if you look back, all those individuals that took over made some type of difference in the communities, and it's always been a positive. And it's roles and the shoes that, let's say, to fill gets bigger and bigger. And I know since he came in to that spot, it's been nonstop for many reasons, but also nonstop because he's out there to every community, making sure they see him, they bring their issues and concerns and even suggestions, or even things that, appreciation that his officers do. So he's there. His men and women are there, as you can see them in the back of the room, and every event that you do, whether it's feeding the homeless together with the community affairs is there. Whether it's marching peacefully for better New York or better lives, the officers are there. So no matter what, the leadership of Deputy Commissioner Mark Stewart is unmatched, and we really welcome you to the new role, and we welcome you to our community, and obviously as a guest of honor today. Next person I would like to say is no stranger to anybody here, Chief Charles McAvoy, who is the commanding officer of Brooklyn South. Chief McAvoy's been in this community connecting with us before he even became the commanding officer of Brooklyn South. So that shows you the commitment that he has for, and when I say our community, it means every community, because that's the beauty. You know, we're living in a city that's the most diverse in the world, and at the same time, you know, we live and work together like one. So, you know, it's not easy to represent every single community, but the leadership here definitely does that. The other person is, congratulations, newly promoted Chief Palumbo. If anyone's gonna say he's a stranger, then I don't know, they've been living under the rock or something, because Chief Palumbo was the commanding officer of the 70th Precinct, which represents Little Pakistan here. And he's done such an amazing job for years that obviously led him to his newly promotion to chief, which is an honor for all our community, because we see someone that's, you know, representing us for many years, moving up. So thank you, Chief, and thank you for joining us. Next person is Inspector Richie Taylor. You know, he gets upset when I call him sometimes, but, you know, we call him half Muslim. We give him that title, but Rabbi, please don't get upset. You know, it's yeah. So he's the best one. Yeah. So what do you call it? So thank you, Richie. You know, always connecting and always being there with the community and show that, you know, highlighting that diversity. You know, Muslim and Jewish coming together, always working and representing each community. When we had issues, whether it was minor, you know, dispute, or whether it was possible hate crime or bias incident, guess what? Richie Taylor came up with the Jewish communities, with the Muslim community, our imams got together, and we made sure that we put out that stand that, look, we are here together, no one is gonna come here and divide us. And that goes a long way. And that was the same thing when a mosque was attacked or damaged. Guess what? The Muslim and Jewish community came together, of course, and showed the stand that the Jewish community stood there and said, look, we're with our Muslim brothers and sisters. So really thank you for your leadership. Next person, Inspector Victoria Perry. You know, she's amazing, you know, not because what she does, just what she is, and, you know, how she interacts with anybody from the heart. So Victoria Perry, you know, really, look at that smile, you know, that smile. Thank you for your, you know, leadership, and thank you for your work and connecting with our community and the officers. Thank you very much. You know, this was by design, but someone tried to put me on my shoulder that I missed somebody. There's no way you can miss this person, you know. Chief Talentino is an amazing person, and, you know, he's every community. You know, when I say Richie was half Muslim, he's half everything. Because you go, any community you go to, he's there. He's, you know, melting into their culture, melting into their traditions, and actually being one of them. You know, that's what the beauty about this individual is. He's not a chief when he's out there. He's a person, a regular citizen of that community. That's how much he believes in, you know, the community work, and how much he gets into his role as the chief in community affairs. So, Chief Talentino, thank you for all you do. So obviously this is about appreciation of the police officers, but I cannot move forward unless, you know, obviously I recognize our Consul General, who the other day I had a chance to meet, and he was telling me how his family is all in law enforcement back home, which is an amazing thing, because being in law enforcement, you need a heart that is giving. You can't, you have to be selfless, you can't be selfish, and you have to be there for every community, no matter what country you go to. Law enforcement is law enforcement. You know, you're there because you dedicated your life for others. So, sir, welcome to New York. You're gonna see a beautiful community. I'm pretty sure you already heard about it, but what makes it beautiful is the connections that happen behind the door, like, you know, the chiefs, the commanding officers, or, you know, regular officers or community affairs officers. No matter what, you know, Pakistani American community is flourishing is because of individuals that are in this room and others that, you know, obviously couldn't make it, but their relationship, their commitment, and getting that same commitment and relationship back from not only the NYPD, but also every city agency. So, you know, so you're gonna be in good hands in the next few years that you're gonna be there. See, like I told you, I got thrown into this role, so I'm trying to do my best. So please, don't get upset. So we're coming back to a new historical moment where, if you are not aware, New York City Mayor had announced and did a press conference about doing azan, which is call to prayer, on a speaker at a mosque. Any mosque, right? Again, thank you for the leadership from Deputy Commissioner Mark Stewart, Community Affairs, the Mayor's Office, for making this happen and putting this together and bringing the leadership of Muslim community together. And there's a mosque right half a block from here, and they have already implemented that, and I think it's welcoming to the community. And the community loves it, and the credit goes to, you know, the leadership here, and also, of course, the mayors. But you need somebody to bring it up. So really appreciate your leadership in that also, because it impacts a lot of people. And it goes back to the thing that we started with, how New York City is the most diverse. And then you can be wherever you know from, or whatever religion you believe in, you can practice that religion peacefully. And, you know, the relationship that I mentioned, Jewish and Muslim coming together, you know, that's another example again, that you'll have, you know, everyone living in this one block, yet you'll have a mosque, synagogue. You know, I went to Darulum, I think 2 days ago. We had an officer, his father passed away, so we went to the funeral. And that was Darulum, if you don't know, it's like also a school, Islamic school, on Hillside Avenue. And the beauty, when I spoke to those hundreds of kids, to highlight, right across the street is a Hindu temple. So to show you that you can have your mosque, cross over, and you have another religious institute, and never have any issues, that shows you how we work together, no matter what part of we are, because we are here as one human. So I really appreciate the leadership, Deputy Commissioner, and also everyone that came together and make that happen.
First speaker.
Oh, all right. So now it's my honor to welcome Deputy Commissioner Mark Stewart to say a few words.
I didn't know it was going to be this big. I thought I was going to be eating fried chicken in Roger's office. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone here. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. I have to thank my executive staff, Inspector Perry. Inspector Perry is a very honest person. And to be a leader, you don't need people to tell you how great you are. So one day I told her that, listen, I took a picture with somebody, they said we look like brother and sister. And she corrected me, no, father and daughter. So from that point, I knew she was going to be honest. Chief Tolentino, first day him and I met, he told me, well, this is our downtime. So I was messing with him. I was like, well, what's downtime? Because we don't have it. And he started mumbling and mumbling what he thought that was going to sound great, but I knew what he meant. But with the mayor of the city, there's no downtime. We all work hard, and we all get calls 2, 3 in the morning. When we got here, I made a clergy unit and put Inspector Taylor to run. He's doing a fantastic job. I just want to look around the room and see what we have here. Muslim, Jewish, black, white, Asian. Do not let anyone tell you that our community is not functioning properly. We have a couple of people. We have a couple of people who are going to do things that are not good, but altogether, and I'm in every borough, our community, our foundation is laid down right. We are all together, and a priority of the police department is your safety. And we want to thank you for entrusting your safety and your family's safety with the police department. We take that very seriously. I came on the job in 1984, and I didn't come on the job to get rich. My father was a detective. I followed his footsteps. Our main concern is to make sure New York City and the people of New York are safe. I'm a very humble person. It doesn't take a lot. I have no ego. From the janitor to the police commissioner, you get treated the same way. I try to instill that in my leadership qualities, that I would never say I. All these blue shirts, they don't work for me, they work with me. And it's amazing. We go to these functions with the mayor. The mayor loves our community affairs. And he's always, Mark, you're doing a great job. No, I would love to take credit for it. But it's you guys out there who are making my job a lot easier. It's you guys who put community affairs on the map. And I know when I leave here, there's gonna be 5 names about promotions, so I'm ready for it. I have a pen. And I tell my community affairs officers, we get promotions like 2 or 3 a month, and I'm gonna keep on trying and pushing harder for everybody inside this room. And I remember when I came on the job, there was a community affairs that wasn't like you guys are now. So unfortunately, the stigma is that when you see a detective, oh, community affairs got a shield, community affairs got 2nd grade. But they're looking back at the community affairs that we had in 1980. They don't see the work that you guys are doing. And I know the community sees the work that our community affairs are doing. And I remember being a detective, I used to look at it like, community affairs, but this is not the same in community affairs. These guys work hard, and they make sure that our communities are safe. They make sure quality of life in your precincts are definitely handled. And I just like to give a round of applause to all our blue shirts, our community affairs. I'm not that great at getting awards. Like I said, I'm a very humble person. But I recognize one thing. I became a detective, and I supervised a homicide unit at the DA's office. And when the mayor called me to come on board in his administration, he said, Stewart, I want you to take over community affairs. I said, not with my background. I solve homicides, I do rapes, I do serious crimes. He said, Stu, community affairs. That just goes to show you what people see in you that you don't see. Because there was no way I would have placed myself in community affairs. You know, I've been in 2 shootings on the job, I've been slashed, I probably have over 600 arrests. Someone else saw something different in me that I can do. And he saw that because I'm very humble. And I treat everybody, whoever meets me in this room, they know I'm humble. And when God gives you a blessing that blessing is not for you, it's for you to share, for you to make our community better. And I say that because when I came back here, and I don't mind saying my age, I'm 61, I was going to retire next year. So for me to come back and for me to be able to work in these communities, for me to be able to see the police officers and detectives who work with me, made me stay an extra 2 years. Now my wife is not happy, but you know what? Sometimes when you're called upon, you have to answer the bell. And this is I always say I'm busy, but when does my job get hard? Look at us here. My job is not hard. But when it starts getting hard, please, somebody tell me, because my job is not hard. It's busy, but it's not hard. And I know sometimes we turn on the TV, the first 10 minutes we see shootings, and this and that. And the perception of New York City is that crime is really down. Transit crime is down. I know Kemper would enjoy that if he was here. But crime is really down, and it's down because the job that our police officers, not only our community affairs officers, but our officers who are doing the enforcement in each precinct. And I try to get around to precincts to our roll calls and let them know that they are thought of. And that's something that I push through the executive staff, that they have to let our police officers know they are thought of. So my commitment this year is to go to more roll calls and show their appreciation, because I was a cop, I was a detective. That's it. Somebody was a carpenter, I was a cop. No comparison, but you never know where God put you. And you never know the reason why he put you there. He didn't put me there to make me a shining star. He put me here to make sure that I take care of others. And that's my focus. So again, I want to thank you for this. Like I said, I thought I was going to just see chicken up at Rogers in his office. But I thank all you guys for coming out. I look forward for the work we can do. Now, I know everybody knows Chief Madry. Chief Madry will be Community Affairs another 50 years. There's going to be a picture of Community Affairs, it'll be Chief Madry. Chief Madry and I had a conversation, and when you build a foundation that he started, I was picking his brain. I was like, you know what, Jeff? I have another vision of community affairs. He said, Mark, go with your vision. So I'm going to be here, lay my foundation, and I always believe in the evolution of how the police department works. I see a lot of young officers, bright officers, captains, inspectors. They're our future, and I hope that they can build on the foundation that we laid, especially in community affairs. And to our precincts, and to our Muslim community, our Jewish community, there's no problem. I think that we laid the foundation with our families, that our communities, and we all want the same thing, safety. We all want to walk down the streets and feel safe. We all want to walk down the streets and feel practice, and feel great about your worship, your house of worship, and where you want to go to. So as a police department, that is our determination. That is what we're going to do. And we're not going to tolerate anyone who goes against what our beliefs are or your beliefs are. So thank you, and God bless to everybody here.
Sir, if you don't mind, Consul Kumar.
One more. जरा इधर देखें सब लोग. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
since you started the award. We have one more special award. We have one more award. I would like to welcome Inspector Richie Taylor to please come up and receive the award. Consul, if you don't mind, please.
You get the medal.
देखिए मैं लोग
Thank you.
We're going to try to move, my boring speeches. I would like to welcome Chief Charles McAvoy to say a few words.
Good evening all. Good afternoon all, I should say. And congratulations to our award winners, Deputy Commissioner Mark Stewart and Inspector Richie Taylor, a honor well deserved. I want to thank our host, Roger, and everyone for putting together this wonderful afternoon, this wonderful luncheon. Just I'll be very brief, just in particular, Commissioner Stewart sort of stole my thunder, but I want to thank all the community affairs officers, all the members of the department, but in particular the community affairs officers. I see day in and day out the phenomenal work they do in all the wonderful communities in Brooklyn South. And it's the work they do is unparalleled, but I'm going to pick out somebody in particular. My community affairs lieutenant in the borough, Lieutenant Ira Jablonski. As I always refer to him to everybody in the community, he is certainly my number 3 hitter. He is phenomenal. The work he does is unparalleled, and the work he does in the community, not just for me, but for years and years that he's been doing, the relationships he has built is phenomenal, and he makes my job very, very easy, and the community is so, so important to me. Everything is so important with the community, and this is a partnership, and I always say this at all my community meetings. When we win, as I mean the police department, you win, and when we lose, you lose. So it's teamwork, it's a partnership, and once again, thank you to our award winners, and everybody enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you, Chief. We can't move forward unless I hear from Chief Talentino. So please, Chief Talentino, say a few words.
Good afternoon and thank you, Commissioner. I wish I was half the man you are. Apparently I am tonight. So that's not a bad thing. And I got dragged into the meeting. Rana was on there, the mayor's office was on there, and I believe there were a couple other people on the call regarding the call for prayer. And I started thinking as an immigrant about the fundamental reason why this country came to existence. And I started thinking, wow, how is it possible? So the more I thought about it, everybody comes to this country for certain things. It's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And with the last one, it's not a guarantee. It says that you're going to pursue it, and there's an opportunity that you could be happy, but that's not guaranteed. But life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and also the ability to pray to whoever you want. And to me, it hit home. And I want to thank Adil Rana because it was important that I spoke to him on a regular basis about what this information was going to be, because it was more about educating our officers about what the call to prayer was and what it meant to Muslims across the city. And I was thankful that the mayor, City Hall, decided that this was an important issue to address because it came very important to me. It came very important to, of course, Commissioner Stewart. And we're just glad that it's out there and that people are putting it into practice. And I live in a Muslim community, not too far from here, and I look at my watch every once in a while hoping that I could hear the call to prayer. Hopefully one day I would hear it. I said, I had something to do with that. So for that, I thank this community. This community has been so welcoming to me. and to every community affairs officer, but in reality, welcome to the NYPD, and for that I'm also eternally grateful. With that, thank you to my executive officer, and everybody had their hands into this that made it possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Now I would like to call our new Consul General, Aamer Ahmed. Atozai, please come in and say a few words to the audience.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Community Welfare Bureau executives of the New York Police Department, Inspector Richard Keller, Chief Charles McCoy, Zakia Khan Saiba, Nala Jafar Saiba. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to you all, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to the Pakistani community for having organized this event. Not only to welcome me, I'm the new Consul General in the city, but also to pay tribute to the New York Police Department and especially the Deputy Commissioner Mark Stewart for his services that he has been rendering to our community. So I thank you for that. I wanted to say a lot, but I heard two things. Adil Rana Sahab said that, community and police sitting together is a beautiful thing. And I believe Mark Stewart also mentioned that, people sitting here, and believe you me, this is what truly represents the United States of America. People coming from various backgrounds, various beliefs, religions, cultures, speaking different languages, practicing different traditions. But the beauty is they have all the liberty and the authority in their own spheres to fully practice them. But as a government official myself, as a bureaucrat, as a career diplomat, and coming from a family of law enforcers myself, let me tell you something more beautiful than this. This side of the people sitting here, the community, on the other side having the law enforcers, they coming together in an event, in a spirit of understanding, friendship, and commitment to do something good for public good and to do something for the welfare of the community where both sides are coming from. I believe this is the most beautiful thing in the world. Because in the modern day times, community policing is really important. And seeing the law enforcers sitting with you, that is a beautiful sight for me at least. Now, a few words about the Pakistan community living in New York. The Pakistan community residing in New York is a shining example of resilience, diversity, and cultural richness. With a history dating back several decades, this vibrant community has not only preserved its unique heritage but also contributed significantly to the cultural tapestry of the city. One cannot help but admire their dedication to fostering stronger bonds within their community whilst simultaneously embracing the multicultural fabric of New York. From bustling neighborhoods in Brooklyn to vibrant community in Queens, Pakistani New Yorkers have made their mark in various fields, including business, academia, arts, and cuisine. Their commitment to charity and social causes, often rooted in their cultural values of generosity and compassion, is commendable. The annual Pakistan Day parade in New York City is a testament to their pride and unity, attracting thousands of spectators. In essence, the Pakistani community in New York exemplifies the essence of the American dream, contributing their talents, traditions, and values to create a more colorful and harmonious New York City. Their presence enriches the city's cultural mosaic, making it a better place for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Police Department deserves commendation as well for its outstanding services to the Pakistani community living in New York City. The NYPD's dedication to fostering safety and harmony in this diverse metropolis is truly remarkable and commendable. One of the key aspects of the NYPD's praiseworthy efforts is its commitment to community policing. Through community outreach programs and engagement initiatives, they have built bridges of trust and cooperation within the Pakistani community. This has not only improved the quality of life of the Pakistani community, but it has injected into them a bigger and greater sense of belonging to this city, which again is highly commendable. And I thank you for that as the Consul General, for my community from Pakistan. The NYPD's efforts to ensure the safety of residents regardless of their background, again, that is a highly remarkable aspect. You people have been working tirelessly to address concerns specific to the Pakistani community, such as providing support during cultural events and religious gatherings. Their proactive approach on part of NYPD's has ensured that Pakistani Americans feel protected and valued. In conclusion, the NYPD's exemplary dedication to serving the Pakistani community in New York City is a testament to their commitment to justice, inclusivity, and public safety. We thank you for that, for your dedication, for your perseverance, and for your resilience. And I also thank, from the bottom of my heart, my community for always being there for causes which are causes of peace, which are causes of harmony, and for being there always to contribute to the welfare of this city and also to contribute to the progress and welfare of this country called the United States of America. I wish you all well, stay blessed, and lots of best wishes for you all and your families. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Consul General. Yeah, one thing he mentions about community policing, which is very important, and just to, I remember one thing now. I had a chance to go to Pakistan a few years back, officially, and this is what the main topic was, community policing, because even around the world, people see how proactive NYPD community policing is, that people are trying to adapt to it. And if you know anything about Pakistan, the state of Sindh just appointed a new inspector general, who's like the commissioner for the whole state. And one of the things that he wants to learn about is how NYPD does their community policing. So it shows you how important the work that we do each day is reflected throughout the world, and people are actually watching it and want to learn from it. So thank you again for bringing that up. We come together and we appreciate our community and our law enforcement. My next speaker will be Rabbi Mark Pell. I guess I made him rabbi, but a good Jewish friend, Jewish community coming together, always supporting us.
Thank you. Good afternoon. What a beautiful day outside as we honor and stand together for this beautiful afternoon to celebrate and show our gratitude to the people in blue, to our Commissioner, Mark Stewart, to our Chief, McCary, Inspector Richie Taylor, and all the people here in blue. Tomorrow night, in the Jewish community, we celebrate Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of our year, our holy year. And we want to welcome the new Consul General of Pakistan. Even though I have a yarmulke on my head, but I'm pretty much known in this community as an honorary Pakistani. Your predecessor, your previous predecessor were good friends of mine. And it is Pakistan, it's no secret that this community, which is comprised of the Pakistani community, the Jewish community, the Christian community, the black community, is a community that stands together for over the last 50 years. There's never been a violent attack in this community. This community is one. And it all began in the 1960s. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there was a president of Pakistan, Zia, who died in a plane crash in 1968. I was a young man, I just got married, and I was offered my first job. Work with the government of Pakistan to get the Christians and Jews out of Iran. Khomeini came into power, there was a threat. So many people in the Pakistani community don't know about it, but that is a fact. The Pakistani community, under President Zia, had hundreds of thousands of Jews, Christians, and people that were oppressed out of Pakistan in 1968. So thank you very much, and welcome to this community. This is a beautiful community. You're lucky to have this beautiful job with so many. I want to thank Roger. Where's Roger? Roger, come outside. An incredible friend who brings communities together. Only last week we had an event to bring all faiths together. It's beautiful that you can do that. Naila, Jaffe, helping along. God bless you for many, many, many more years to bring people together on a beautiful day like today.
Thank you.
So I just want to say congratulations to the commissioner, to the inspectors, but to the people of Blue, Yitzi Jabla's here, and all the wonderful people that are here, that we are here as one, and we will stay as one. We will celebrate together. We will celebrate Rosh Hashanah together. We will celebrate Ramadan together, Easter together, and we will celebrate life and liberty and freedom for all, forever and ever. God bless. Thank you, Lord.
I would like to call Rabbi Posting. Please come and say a few words.
No, I don't think my voice will carry. I just, I'm gonna take a minute and a half. Yeah, I don't want to keep my back to anyone.
No, it's okay.
The cameras.
Oh, it's the
I got
camera.
it. I got him. It's fine.
I didn't know that the rabbi was going to speak, so I offered to say a few words. But I'll share a story, which I usually do at Community Council in the 70th Precinct every month. Not the same story, a different story. There was a supermarket that did very well for a while, and they had like a couple of hundred employees. And one day the word came down from headquarters that they have to let some people go. So they sat down, made the list, and there were like 40, 50 people that had to leave. And there was a certain name on that list that was going to have to be fired. So they called together the board, and they called together some managers. And the manager said, well, this one you can't fire. They said, well, he's the least of the important job here. He says, what does he do? He stands by the door and welcomes everyone, and he gives everyone a smile. How you doing? So he's the one who brings in all the customers with that smile. You can't let him go. Richie really should have been having a big precinct, that means Inspector Taylor, and being a commander of all. Because of his smile, they can't let him go. He will not let him go. Not Stewart, not Marjorie, no one. and we won't let him go either. No. And people have been asking me, we'll go to the next subject, what is all these prayers that everyone sings in the synagogue from 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock? By the big rabbis, it's longer. They wanted to know what the key word is. The key word is what Commissioner Stewart said before. We're looking for humility. We're looking to be humble. And it doesn't go as easy as the Commissioner, thank God, has it. We have a lot of good things in us. But humility is not something that we really practice 24/7. You have to work on it. So when we go Rosh Hashanah, by the way, it's getting a little late, and Rosh Hashanah is one of the names because there is a rush to get into the New Year, so gotta work on that. But you realize here that we're praying for something that is so important. I will leave with this. I'll tell you a little small story that happened in Cleveland, Ohio, about 60, 70 years ago. There was a big yeshiva there. It's called the Atozai yeshiva. You probably heard about it. The dean of the yeshiva was some rabbi. He was a knowledgeable person, a known person. A young couple got married. A couple of weeks later, the young lady comes into the rabbi, says, "Rabbi, I have a problem." The rabbi says, "What's the problem?" "We have a good relationship. The only problem is that when I ask him please to take out the garbage, he says, I'm a scholar. It's not for me. I can't take out garbage. So how do I break this to him? And I don't want him to be upset about it." So the rabbi said, "Let me think about it a few days. I'll come up with an answer." What was the answer? A week later, 7:30 in the morning, the bell rings. And the young man who's going on his way to prayers says, "Who's there?" He says, "The rabbi." He says, "Rabbi, something must have happened overnight." He opens the door. "Rabbi, what are you doing here?" "I came to take the garbage out." So once he saw that, our office is in blue. I just want to let you know. They take a lot of garbage, and they do it with a smile and with a humility. It is what it says. It is what it says on the car CPR. They really do it. You know, like the commissioner said, there are certain, in a big organization, that you'll have one or two that fall out. It happens. It happens all over. It happens in the Jewish community. You know, it's unbelievable. But this is one of the prayers that we sit most of the day and ask from God, ask that we should be able to talk to people right, and speak to people in the right way, smile to people, and in that merit, God will bless us all. They will have a happy and healthy. Someone asked me before, one more minute. Someone asked me, my chief Colombo, I gotta say hello to him. You know, I hope, Commissioner, you don't mind. This was my boss in the 70th precinct. Once he left everything, I don't know what happened there. Got that on. Anyhow, someone asked me before, one of the officers in blue, like the commissioner says, asked me, why do they say a sweet year? So I told him, what do you mean why you say a sweet year? When it comes January 1st, you want me to give you a blessing, you should have a sour year or a sweet year? So that's exactly what I'm saying, a sweet year. So I want to bless you with a sweet year, and the numbers shouldn't go up with the sugar, you can eat whatever you want, you should be healthy, and the commissioner and the deputies and all of them, and I looked at this chief over here. He's, I don't know, half Jewish, but he looks like one of our boys. And may God bless you all, and may be merit next year to come back here. And what else can I tell you? All the best.
Thank you very much. Inspector Taylor, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, I know Commissioner Stewart's schedule is very tight. He has to get back to headquarters for a high-level meeting, so this will be the fastest speech you've heard so far. I grew up without a father. I look at Commissioner Stewart truly, I don't say this about anyone else. I truly look at Commissioner Stewart as a father figure because the way he leads, the way he spoke about community affairs officers, if you heard, he said, I don't feel they work for me, I feel they work with me. That tone is sent to me, and I relay that tone to every one of the community affairs officers, how we acknowledge them, we appreciate them, and we give them the credit. They're the ones doing the work day in and day out. And again, that tone, that leadership tone is just tremendous. So thank you so much, Commissioner, for your support, for your leadership. I mean everything I say. Thank you so much to the other chiefs here, of course, Chief McAvoy, Chief Talentino, and Chief Palumbo. can have a better support system. And coming through my promise, I'll end with this. Thank you, Raja. Thank you to the community. Mr. Consul General, thank you. Because of Pearlstein, we have all our friends here. Thank you so much. Pakistan Zindabad!
Thank you. In closing, I would like to call our elder, the pioneer of this community, always staying behind the scene, but making sure that community is represented since, I would say, at least 30 or more years. Mr. Miazin, please say a few words and close this program.
Thanks for making my job very easy.
Thank you.
For you spoken well.
Thank you very much.
NYPD dignitaries, I won't go by names. I think I should address collectively and then the Consul General of Pakistan. He's here as a new Consul, and I heard, and I think everybody has spoken very well. And we can carry a good message home that the NYPD or any other service is meant to serve the humanity and the community. And that's what has been there. So, you know, the Consul General is here, he comes from the Pakistani Civil Service, whereas all the other dignitaries, they come from NYPD. So for a newcomer, it's a good example to see how NYPD people serve the community.
And thank you again, sir, for immediately stepping up. So with that, I would like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for all the continued support. Enjoy the food. We have kosher food. We have halal food, obviously, and food, everything. So enjoy.
आखिर में टर्किश फूड, कोशर फूड, चाइनीज़ फूड और फ्राइड चिकन के साथ मेहमानों की तवाज़ो की गई। सब ने खाना खूब एंजॉय किया। मोहतरमा ज़किया ख़ान की टीम में आमना ख़ान, उनके बेटे एहसन एजाज़ और अब्दुल ने काफ़ी ताउन किया।